Hello all, Dr. Garrett here with Carman Griffith, our Child Nutrition Director. So we're going to have a few comments and questions that Carmen's going to be able to answer for us here in just a few minutes. But first of all, I want to remind everybody, we are still in the yellow phase, which is face coverings at Orofino Junior Senior High School and Orofino Elementary School, and that includes Monday. And we'll be reviewing that with the board on Monday evening and make some decisions from there. What we're seeing some trends going down, and we have quite a bit of information on that and some good data that shows that what we're doing is helping the quarantines and keeping those numbers down so we can keep the doors open, and that's a great thing. So that's what we want. We want kids in school. Also, last Monday, the Governor Little, put out an announcement and moved the entire state back to phase 3, which with the phase 3, that really is going to affect our activities, and really our activities, it's the attendance or the crowds that are coming to the activities. Right now, what the suggestion is, or what they're requiring, what the governor is requiring, is 50 or less spectators. After you count your essential workers, which is players, managers, coaches, referees, those type of things. So we can get a waiver from public health based on the size of our gym, and we're going through that process so we can have a few more people in the to attend. And right now we're looking at with the leagues right now, we're looking at home crowds only. So the traveling to other gyms is not going to be an option at this point. Now that could change this next week, but that's where we're looking at with our conferences. So more on that next week. Keep watching, and we'll get that information out. Our ADs and principals will get that out to you as quick as possible. So anyway, like I said earlier, Director of Child Nutrition, Carman Griffith, is with us here today. So Carman, how are you doing today?
Doing good, keeping busy.
Good. So Carman, you are the Child Nutrition Director for the entire district, right?
Correct.
So how many employees do you have district-wide?
I have 11 employees that work in the kitchen, and then we have one food service transportation person, and then myself.
Very cool. Well, and I know that we appreciate what you guys do. There's a lot that goes on with child nutrition. I know that it's a battle every day to try to get everything, and especially this year with the way some of the the resources and supplies and our demand and those type of things. So tell us a little bit about what you do with child nutrition overall.
Well, we have to set up trainings for everybody to make sure teachers, staff, even custodial, bus drivers, kitchen staff is all on board and understands the rules and regulations. Since we operate USDA programs, there's quite a bit of regulations and things that we have to follow. We collect lunch applications for families to determine their eligibility, create menus, do ordering, we do bidding or procurement out. We've actually formed a co-op that this is the first year we've bid by co-op, and which involves other local districts as well. We've got Kendrick, Troy, Potlatch, Moscow, ourselves, and Kamei all involved. So that's really helped us on kind of keeping some of our pricing down. We also do claims and reimbursements through the State Department, and we have to track like inventory, what we have, so we know what to order in or what we're short on.
Very good. Sounds like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you don't see. It's not as easy as just putting some chicken nuggets and mashed potatoes on a plate.
Right. Lots of regulations and lots of things to follow, and that's ever evolving. I know that we do have some things that have changed just because of the pandemic going on, and that kind of leads into we have some universal meals and those type of things that I think we want to do a little bit more advertising. I know you've put some things out in the paper before and on the radio, but give us a little bit of idea what's going on with that.
Normally we operate out of what they call NSLP, that's National School Lunch Program. And with the pandemic going on, the USDA has allowed districts to switch to what they call SSO, which is a seamless summer option. By operating under that, it allows us to feed all children 1 to 18 years old for free. So we are not actually charging the families for those meals. It helps with the food insecurities that we're seeing going on in our nation right now. And it also gives the district a little higher reimbursement rate to help us offset the additional paper supplies, paperwork, time and stuff that we're having to put in as well.
So when you say 1 through 18 children, you're not necessarily even Orofino or Timberline or JSD 171 students. They can be any student, right, or any child.
Right. Those who are enrolled are receiving the meals during school day times, but
Right.
anybody who's not enrolled, whether they're 1-year-old to 18-year-old, whether they're homeschooled, whether they're younger siblings, older siblings, whatever, can take advantage of those meals. So what we ask them to do is to call Timberline School if you are in the area of Weei, Timberline, Pierce, that area, and call and talk to Kathy Hodges, their cafeteria manager, and their phone number is 208-476-0506, and that'll take you directly to the kitchen. If you call them in the morning, they will make sure and have meals ready for the parent to come pick up, and they'll give you any information you need to know. If you're down in the Orofino area, Peck Cavendish, anywhere down here, you can call JJ Hernandez. She's at Orofino High School, and the direct line to the kitchen there is 208-476-0431. They'll hook you up. They'll tell you where to come, what time. They'll make sure you'll receive breakfast and lunch for each child at that time. And it helps the district out. It helps the families out. It helps the food budgets out. And what's really great about this time when the district gets to operate this SSO, they've extended it clear to the end of the school year. So that means everybody will have this whole year to get caught up on any back account balances they have that they've really been struggling with. If they $5, $10 a month, it'll really give them some time to catch up on that as well. And we won't be incurring any more charges on their accounts this year.
That's pretty cool. I know that we were concerned that that wasn't going to be extended, but with the way things are going, and that did get extended this fall, so it gets extended clear through the end of the school year. So basically, free meals for any child 1 through 18, and we are serving obviously at school. In our schools, they're covered free as well. So that's really a significant change in versus what we're having to pay for some of the meals. So
Yeah,
that's really
correct.
cool. That's a great program.
Very good. Yeah, and we do struggle with getting some of our foods in right now. Our vendors, and the manufacturers are struggling to meet the needs, whether it's gloves, whether it's paper products. Some of our foods we're having to ordering 3-4 weeks out. So it is a struggle for everybody. And that's not the districts, just not our families, but our vendors, our distributors, the manufacturers is all having to really adapt.
Right. And we're seeing that everywhere. We ended up with some money to spend, some CARES money, which was, due to COVID. And we have some ideas of some things we want to do with that, and we will, but it's getting those materials and getting the supplies and the time. That's difficult right now in every area, whether it's technology, food, you name it, it's pretty difficult at times. So, and I
Yeah,
think you're experiencing.
USDA's tried to step up. They've tried to help farmers and buy those products up, but then trying to find processors that's open and up and running to process them. We're having some delay in getting some of those foods. But anyway, we're doing good. The kids are eating every day. They're getting a good balanced meal. And, we just have to adapt as it comes along and move things around if that's what it takes.
Right. Well, I know we appreciate that. It's been a lot of work to try to transfer over to that, and it really kind of changed what you were doing, but yet it didn't. But it threw some new twists. I know there's a lot more paperwork and a lot more documenting and tracking in a different way. So we really appreciate that. So one other thing you've kind of got hooked up with here lately is I think you inherited it this year.
Yeah, I
Uh,
did.
yeah, is the food pantry, and I know it's housed at Orofino Elementary School,
Mhm.
but this year it's a district-wide program. You want to tell us just a little bit about that?
Yes, it started, I think, Tam and Naden started part of it, and then Tammy Waite. And they've got this up and going for several years, operating out of Orofino Elementary School. Well, with the retirement of Tammy Waite, they brought me on board to help, and I'm doing a lot of the back end stuff, the ordering, the shipping, receiving, that type of thing. It's still left up to the local schools. Counselors is contacting parents and families. Any family can sign up for it. There is an application they can literally sign out or give a verbal consent to. And then what we do is we meet weekly and stock the bags and ship it home with the kids on Thursday, usually shove it in their backpack. So the food pantry is expanded. It's not just going to be servicing Orofino elementary students. It can service any students or families within the district. That is Timberline, Peck, Cavendish, or Orofino High School. Now, and Timberline's just coming on board. This next week will be the first week we actually send out to families there. So if anyone's interested in that, I would suggest they can either call me directly at 208-476-0500 or call your school and talk to the counselors at the school. They're all on board with it. They know what's going on and they can answer questions as well.
Very good. Well, just one more resource for our communities, and that's, with the free meals we have going out with that food pantry, that's great things, and we do have a significant amount of poverty in our area, just like a lot of other areas, and with those programs, that has really taken a lot of pressure off, I know, especially in these difficult times. So I appreciate you being a part of all that.
And the food pantry feeds the whole family, just not the
Hmm.
student. So that gives them a little bit of extra food on the weekend.
Right.
And I have a better video or a little more information on the food pantry here in the near future.
Okay. Sounds good. So is there anything else? I think we'll go ahead and try to end this. Is there anything else you want to throw out there to everybody, or you did
I
it?
just say, eat your fruits and veggies and take advantage of school breakfast and school lunch. It benefits the families, the students, and the school district.
Very cool. Spoken like a true director of child nutrition. Thank you for that. So
You're welcome.
I just wanted to remind everybody again that Monday we are still in the yellow, which requires face coverings at OJSHS and OES. And then also all of our staff is still in mandatory masking as well. So that's what we're doing at this point. So I think we're going to end this one. I'm glad that you spent some time with us. I want to get a little face with the name, and I know we really appreciate everything you do, and I can attest to that. I've worked around a lot of child nutrition directors, and you're by far the best I've ever been around, best in the state. I can guarantee you that. We're very fortunate. So thank you very much, Carmen. We appreciate it.
And thank you for having me.
Yep, absolutely. Till next time, we'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend.